There's a kind of question that doesn't look for truth. It looks for control. If you've ever felt that cold shiver down your spine, that uneasy twist in your gut, when someone asked something that sounded harmless but felt wrong, this message is for you. Because liars don't just lie with words, they lie with questions. These aren't innocent inquiries. They're twisted, loaded, designed not to understand but to manipulate. Once you recognize them, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Today, we're tearing apart the psychological games of manipulators using the same tools the Stoics relied on to see through deception and remain unbreakable in a world full of shadows. The first question: why are you being so sensitive? This isn't really a question, it's an accusation in disguise, a classic gaslighting move. What they're really saying is, I want to cross your boundaries and I need you to feel ashamed for noticing. Seneca once reminded us we suffer more in imagination than in reality. And that's exactly what this question exploits: your imagination. It makes you doubt yourself, makes you believe you're too emotional, too reactive, too weak. But the truth is, this sensitivity is not a flaw. Sensitivity is awareness. A liar's worst enemy is the person who notices too much, because that person sees the cracks before everything shatters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change, for it is the truth I seek." Ask yourself, does this person want you to grow, or do they want you to doubt your senses? Next time someone throws, "Why are you so sensitive?" at you, breathe. Stay calm and respond, "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being observant." Does that make you uncomfortable? And then watch how fast the mask begins to slip. The second question: you trust me, right? It sounds innocent, but behind it lies a trap. Anyone who demands trust instead of earning it is already lying. A trustworthy person shows you the truth. A liar asks for blind faith. This is a silent threat, a request that you ignore your logic. Silence your instincts and hand over your judgment simply because they told you to. Remember Epictetus. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Liars use this line to shut down your curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being careful. But the more questions you ask, the more their lies crumble. The Stoic principle of apatheia, calm detachment, teaches us not to react in haste. So when someone corners you with, "You trust me, right?" slow down, breathe. Then reply, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" A liar won't know how to answer. They'll change the subject or get angry. Let them. The third question: are you accusing me of something? This is the liar's favorite deflection. They twist your curiosity into aggression, flipping the script so you become the villain. Suddenly you're defending yourself instead of uncovering their deception. It's a clever trick that pushes your mind into panic, makes you apologize for thinking, but wisdom doesn't panic. The Stoics taught that silence is power, not surrender. You don't need to give a yes or a no. You give stillness. Hold eye contact, pause, then calmly say, "Should I be watched carefully?" 9 times out of 10, the liar will stumble because they expect panic, not power. The fourth question: would I ever lie to you? This one is poison wrapped in velvet. It isn't a real question. It's theater. They want you to imagine them as incapable of deception, to see them as pure, noble, above suspicion. But ask yourself, why would anyone even need to ask that, unless they already knew you were close to discovering the truth? Marcus Aurelius warned us, do not waste the rest of your life speculating about others. It hinders your understanding of what is. This question is nothing but misdirection. It drags you into speculation instead of observation. So don't answer it. Redirect it. When someone looks you in the eye and asks, "Would I ever lie to you?" hold steady and respond. That's not the question. The real question is, would I know if you did? In that moment, you flip on the floodlight in a room they wanted to keep dark, and they won't know what to do. They want you to imagine them as incapable of deception, pure, noble, above lying. They act shocked that you'd even dare to question their honesty. But pause for a moment. Why would someone even need to ask that unless they already knew you were close to uncovering something? The Stoics warned us, do not waste what remains of your life speculating about others. It hinders your understanding of what is. That's exactly what this question does. It's a misdirection. Instead of observing reality, it tricks you into endless speculation. So don't take the bait. Don't answer directly. Answer with clarity. When someone looks at you and asks, would I ever lie to you? Stop. Breathe. Then calmly reply, that's not the question. The real question is, would I know if you did? In that moment, you flip on the floodlight in a room they wanted to keep dark, and they won't be ready for it. The fifth question. Can't we just move on from this? This is the liar's last card, the weapon of exhaustion. They don't want accountability. They want you worn down, tired of questioning, ready to give up. Not because the truth has been revealed, but because you're drained. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Liars use this tactic to bury the truth under fatigue, but if you hold on just a little longer, the pieces start to connect, and once you see the full picture, it's game over for them. Refuse to be rushed. Truth doesn't have a deadline. Answer with calm certainty, I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before. That response anchors you in truth, and they hate it because it means you cannot be moved. Final warning. Liars don't just twist words, they twist feelings. They make you doubt your own mind. They'll guilt you for being smart, shame you for asking questions, paint you as cold for being logical or unreasonable for having standards. They'll spin the story until you become the villain just for noticing the cracks. But here's the truth, you are not broken for having boundaries. You are not cruel for asking hard questions. You are not paranoid for wanting honesty. And you are not too much for demanding peace that isn't built on lies. You're simply awake. And most people fear the ones who are awake because awake people can't be controlled. The Stoics never chased comfort. They sought clarity. They sharpened their minds in a world designed to dull them down. Because they knew a harsh reality, the man who sees clearly becomes dangerous. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't beg for loyalty. He doesn't explain his standards. And he cannot be seduced by flattery, false humility, or manipulative innocence. So remember these 5 red flag questions. Each one is bait. Each one is a chess move meant to blind you. But now you know the game. You know the tactics. You are no longer the pawn, you are the player. And pawns get sacrificed. Players win. Think of this as a fire drill for truth. The next time someone throws you off balance, ask yourself, are they seeking truth or control? Am I being guilted into silence? What would Marcus Aurelius or Seneca say about this? What happens if I don't answer? Who gets uncomfortable? Would I accept this behavior if I saw it happening to a friend? If the answer stings, trust it. If your gut knots up, don't dismiss it. Your instinct isn't broken, it's under attack. And liars prey on those who doubt themselves. But Stoics train to never flinch. And now so can you. Not by fighting with anger, but by holding steady in awareness. Not by aggression, but by being unshakable. That's what makes you dangerous. Because when you can sit calmly across from a liar and see straight through them, you've already won. This is Stoicism Breath.